everyone, and welcome to another episode of Catching Up with the Backs. Today, our guest is currently a forward at American International College in the Atlantic Hockey Conference of the NCAA, and he played 2 seasons as a Silverback from 2015 to 2017. Please welcome Elijiah Barriga. Elijiah, thanks so much for joining. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to talk about your days as a Silverback, of course, your 2 seasons here, your time also at the University of Las Vegas, Nevada, and then your time now at AIC, of course, currently in your 3rd season. But first, I want you to tell us so far how your season's going and what you've been up to the past few weeks.
Our season's going good so far. I think we played about, 12 games so far. I think we're 9-4 right now. And I know things are going good. I mean, it's hard to get games going, but because COVID and all that. But trying to do our best here.
Yeah, so we'll talk about your season, of course, in more detail in a little bit, but let's jump back to when you were young, when you were a kid, before your junior days. You grew up just outside or in a part of Los Angeles. How did ice hockey come to be not traditionally the biggest sport in LA? How did you get introduced to hockey?
Well, I started playing roller at a young age. I think it was about 4, me and my brothers. And one of the parents on our roller hockey team, I believe, told us to try ice and see what happens, and that their kids were doing it and they loved it. So kind of that's what happened, and we kind of never looked back from there. So when we started ice, it kind of just kept going from there.
And one of the teams in the area, the Anaheim Junior Ducks, that's one of the programs you played on as a kid. Can you talk to me about your fondest memories from playing for that program? You had a pretty good season before you went to the NAHL, but what do you remember most about the Junior Ducks?
Just for playing for like a good organization and then good people and good coaches and the development there. I think that's the most I remember, and just playing with a bunch of guys that I still remember today, and the guys that are still talk to here and there, and the memories that we made when we were in that organization.
And then after the Junior Ducks, you went to the Amarillo Bulls in the NAHL. Why did you join that organization?
I joined them because after, I believe, my last year of 18s, they had contacted me and wanted to tender me and told me all the things I wanted to hear, and kind of had some friends on that team, and they told me about the organization and they liked it, and so I thought that I was going to be the spot for me to play the spot that I was going to play next year, and I kind of took that opportunity, and that's where I went.
And then after a season and a bit in the NA, you joined the Silverbacks, of course, for your 19-year-old season. How did you get recruited to come north of the border to British Columbia?
Brandon West and Troy Mick have a camp in California, and I went to it, and I kind of just liked what they were telling me, and that the BC is a lot of skill and fast-paced game, and that kind of is what I like to play. So it was kind of like a no-brainer for me to go there and play.
So your first game here, I just want to know the adjustment from the NAHL to the BCHL. What was that adjustment like on the ice for you?
The adjustment was just, I think, the speed of the game and the skill. And I don't remember I remember glimpses of it. I think I scored maybe twice in that game against Penticton. But I just remember just being a fast-paced game and kind of like a bang-to-bang or back-to-back, like making plays and back-and-forth game. And that's pretty much it.
Now, the team, a lot of offense that year. You yourself fit in well as part of that, 40 points for yourself. But the team scored 227 goals that season. That's a lot. I just want to know, how much fun was it to play on a team with a lot of offensive weapons and being a part of that?
Yeah, it was extremely fun. We had a lot of good guys. Everyone was having fun. I think that's what contributes to all those goals. Guys were hanging out on and off the ice, so I think that built a good and solid chemistry for that season that year, and we just had a blast.
Do you remember which teammates in particular maybe impressed you the most with their skills?
I don't know. Everyone was really skilled. I don't want to put anyone down, but I don't want to boost anyone's or pump anyone's tires either. But I don't know. I think everyone contributed to that year, and just everyone was really good.
Now, the playoffs that year, a tight first-round series with the West Kelowna Warriors. They did take it in 6, but I just want to know your first playoff experience. What do you remember most from that series?
I knew it was the most I remember. I think it was just a lot of battling. I know we both had a lot of skill, and I think when we always played them, they're super chippy and stuff, like after the whistles and slashing you and refs are not looking, or when you're going for a change and they get you behind the leg and stuff like that. I think it was just a hard fought first round that they got the best out of us, and I mean they won the whole thing that year, so kudos to them. And if you want to lose to someone, it's to them.
The next season for yourself, you improved from 40 points to 59. What was different for you on the ice between your first year and your second year?
I think just having the year under your belt and knowing the ropes and adjusting to first year and going over videos and staying after practice to work on the little things. I think that's what helped me a lot.
Now, the playoffs, that second year for yourself, you had 4 goals in just 5 playoff games. You talked about the chippiness against West Kelowna. I'm curious, was that also there against Trail? Did you maybe like the chippiness as well? Did it help elevate your game a little bit?
I think it did, actually. I mean, I don't really know, but yeah, it was. I don't know if that everything was working for me that series, and I was getting lucky to going to the right places at the right time and putting the puck in the back of the net.
Your scholarship, you got one to UNLV. I just want to know when that kind of happened and how did it happen?
Yeah, I missed the credit going into school, so I needed to go somewhere to develop for 1 year and see if I can get an opportunity to play at NCAA level. So just talking with family and coaches, and that was kind of the best decision for me to go down there. And just committed there and developed, and then it kind of took off from there. What
was the best thing about the BCHL, the best thing about it that prepared you for that next level at UNLV?
I think it's just the playmaking ability at the BC level and just the speed, just the back and forth game. I think those are the keys that are preparing me for UNLV. What
do you remember most about the fans and the community in Salmon Arm? What stands out from your time playing here?
I'd say just how loyal they are. They always come to our games. Always kind of loud. I remember when we score, I don't know if, I'm pretty sure the monkey still goes across, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah. I remember that, and like the little kids always cheering, watching it. Even like when you go down to eat and people see you, everyone's super kind and they say hi, and it's just like one big family. So that was nice. That's what I remember about everyone there.
Did you have any favorite like community activities? Because I know obviously the team goes out and into the community to do different types of events. Did you have a favorite one?
I would say like just when we went to the school and we were able to play the little floor hockey in the PE room with the kids. It's always fun. Just getting to mess around with the little kids. It's always nice to get back.
For sure. Your billet experience here, what stands out from that experience?
Well, I'd say my second year, I was able to billet with Carson Boldock, the hometown kid. I think that was awesome. We became really good friends, and we still are really good friends to this day. So I think that's something I cherish for a while.
We'll get to one of his questions at the end of this talk, but I do want to know other teammates. Are there other teammates from your Salmon Arm days who you do still keep in contact with?
Yeah, there's a couple that I here and there we send text. Or I know Taro had his first Red Wings game like a year ago, and I gave him a text. Angus Beef, or people know him as Angus, but his nickname is Beef. I gave him a little text when he was in the A, or when he was backing up in the NHL. Just guys that were on my team my first year for the most part, and even my second year. But yeah, Nick Hutchison, I played against him in Canisius. Stay in touch here and there, and also my goaltender from my second year, Trevin Kolowski, currently on Army, one of my better friends too, also from California, so that's nice. But trying to stay in touch with most of the guys here and there and check up and see how everyone's doing.
Awesome. Let's talk about your season at UNLV. How would you describe that freshman season for you? How did it go?
I liked it. It was different, obviously. It was first year doing school and stuff. I don't know. I loved it. It was a good time there. It was time for me to develop and know I had to bury my head and do the right thing and stay on track. But overall, I liked it. It was fun.
Now the ACHA, so it's not the NCAA. Curious what the competition was like and which teams you played.
So the competition was good. I mean, everyone's always trying to bring their best out. So, I mean, that's always a no-brainer there. And then we played a couple of teams from everywhere. Colorado. I think we played ASU club team. I think Jamestown, or Jamesville, just everywhere. But it was a fun experience traveling with the guys and stuff and playing games.
Curious also, Las Vegas hockey team, what were the facilities in the campus life there as a hockey player?
It was different, especially because that year that I went to UNLV was the Vegas Golden Knights' first year. So everyone was pumped that they had a hockey team. So we would get our stands were packed. Sometimes you couldn't even come in. There was a line. So there was names standing room. So it was a blast every night that we played at home. It was super packed. Everyone loved to go into hockey games because now the Knights were in town. It was a blast.
Awesome. So you did, of course, transfer after a very successful season there, transferred to the NCAA to American International College. How did that transfer work? And that was always your goal, correct?
Yes. So I believe when I was in Salmon Arm, ASC gave me a call and stuff like that, and I told them that I missed the credit, so kind of just talked over it and discussed my options with them and stuff like that. So I think it was mid-season. I got a call from them. Mike Towns, I think he was currently assistant coach here at the time, and kind of just told me to stay on track. They'll keep an eye on me if I keep playing hard and stuff, do the little things right, and you never know what can happen, and that's kind of what happened.
How did it feel though when you found out it was for real? It was going to happen. You were going to be able to transfer and play in the NCAA. Do you remember what that felt like?
Yeah, it was a little sign of relief. I'm like, oh, finally a bit. But it was nice. They were loyal to me, and I remember I was just on the call and I was just so happy. So happy to came here and gave me opportunity and kind of just running with it now. So.
Curious, academically, what did you study at UNLV, and has it changed now with the transfer?
Yeah, UNLV, I didn't really know I didn't know what I really wanted to do, but a lot of guys were into business, so I kind of just went with that and kind of just put my foot in the water and see how it was. And currently now I'm a communications major, so kind of changed it, but I also have a minor in business marketing, so kind of kept the business part. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So
awesome. Your first year with AIC, how was the competition for you different from UNLV when you played in the ACHA. Was it a step up, and how different was it?
Yeah, it's definitely a step up. I think it was quicker, faster, a little bit more skill, but I think it's just like being in the right spot at the right time and just be positionally in place, and just the little details that make and break the game. So that's what I had to learn my first year.
The team did well your first year, won an Atlantic Hockey Championship. What do you remember about those playoff games? Are there specific ones that you remember, what the results were, or how much fun was it, those games?
Yeah, I was excited. Definitely, it's my first year, and going that far, it was a blast. Yeah, first playoff series was against Army, and that was a hard-fought one because, Army is a military school, so they're always going to come out hard and give you their best. And then I believe we went to Buffalo to play for the championship, and I think their second series was against Robert Morris, and it was a nail biter at the end, but we ended up coming out with the win and OT, I believe. And then we played Niagara for the championship, and I believe we won too in a nail biter and OT as well. So that was a fun first year. That's probably one of my top memories here so far. So I'll take that.
Your second season, last season, you guys were first again in the regular season standings. But I want to talk about your specific point production, because you jumped from 6 points to 19. What do you think contributed to that jump in point totals?
I think just gaining the trust of coaches and playing me more. Like I said, staying after practice, working on the little things, being positionally in place, even like talking to your coaches and staying after practice or before practice, going over videos and plays that you didn't see that they saw. And it's always like different on video when you're watching and playing. So I think just adjusting to those, and I think that's what it really helped me a lot, and just going to the net and finding soft areas as well.
Going off that then, is there a specific skill or anything right now that you prefer to work on after practice? Anything little, whether it's a shot or passing or anything in particular that you really like to work on?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just getting off getting your shot off quicker, or changing the angle in your shot. I think that's always, now it's D are really good with their sticks and blocking shots, and goalies are really good too as well. So I think that's just getting off quick and picking a place quick, and the release of your shot and changing angles. I think that's huge.
You've talked about, what you've been working on and improvement during your time there. Which of the coaches have really kind of helped you the most during your time at AIC?
I think Mike Towns helped me in my first year. He's assistant coach at the time. He's assistant coach at Vermont now. No, Clarkson, I'm sorry. And then now I think Schneider, I would say Schneider, Langer, Weeds was our coach my second year. He's at Vermont now. But I think I'd say the whole coaching staff. I mean, just showing you the little details and what they see in my game, and they're just trying to help me with the just little things that they see that I don't, and I thank them for that.
Let's talk about this season. Obviously, with COVID, you've mentioned things are different, but you guys have been able to get in some games. Let's start, though, with the beginning of the year. How different, how bumpy and weird maybe was it when you didn't know when you were going to start?
We were supposed to start in October. We didn't start in October. We were supposed to start like a couple of weeks after that. We didn't start, and then finally they got it okay to start. And going through protocols, testing almost every day, and it's just like you never know when you're gonna play because another team might test positive or whatever. So I think it's just getting prepared and being prepared mentally and physically. So if you do have to play the next day, then you're going to play the next day. If you play 3 games in a row, you're going to have to play 3 games in a row to catch up. And I think it just comes with being a pro and stuff like that. So
Now, of course, a lot of programs aren't able to play. So just
Yeah.
how does it feel at least to be able to get in some games?
No, it's definitely nice. Just playing and being able to play during these circumstances, just blessed that we can play, and hopefully it gets better here soon.
Now, you guys recently just inside the top 20 poll of U.S. college hockey. What is it as a team do you think that has you guys playing so well?
I think it's just the coaching staff and what they're preaching and the little details, like I said, and the habits and defending hard and just doing all the little things right. And I think our practices have been amazing, and just everyone's just buying into the plan that Eric Lang is teaching us, and I think we're just putting that into the game and giving it our best and see what happens. But right now it's working, so we're not going to stop.
One team that you've mentioned you play often and is never an easy out is Army. And
Right.
On that team is, of course, former Silverback teammate Trevin Kozlowski. How much more fun is it to play against him?
Yeah, it's fun. I always look forward to playing him. We hang out in the summer. We talk a lot. He was obviously my goalie in Salmon Arm my second year. So, yeah, it's always fun. And I think recently I've been scoring on him almost every game that we played that he started. So that's always fun. I always give him a little laugh, and he gets a little mad, and he's just like, ugh, again. So, no, it's nice.
Is there any wagers? Anything about he's going to beat you or you're going to score on him? Anything ever?
No, I don't know. He's just trying to make a save because the last, I think, 3 times that he started, I think I've scored on him every single time. So he's trying to stop the puck on me so he could shove it back in my face after the game. But so far it hasn't worked.
With this being your third year in the NCAA, I'm assuming you still have another year of eligibility despite the transfer. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. That is correct. I do have another eligibility.
And so what's the goal for after you graduate? What would be your goal?
Hopefully sign pro somewhere. See what happens. I have 1 more year left. Still a lot of time. Just gonna keep working and see what comes my way. And if nothing comes my way, then we'll figure out another route. But for right now, that's what's. I'm just gonna keep working and see what happens.
Okay, let's get to our fan question from your former roommate, Salmon Arm native Carson Bolduc. So he asks on Instagram, which dog was your favorite? And I think we need a little bit of context for what he's talking about.
Okay. Yeah. So he has 2 boxers, and one's name is Roxy, and the other one's name's Chloe. And his dog was always Roxy and never gave any love to Chloe. So I kind of that was kind of my dog when we were rooming. So that's like the joke behind it. But yeah, he always babied Roxy. I was his little girl. So I kind of just Chloe was my dog. So I kind of just kept her. So we always had a little battle and stuff like that. It was pretty funny.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time to catch up with us and talk about your Silverback days, and good luck this season and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.